Yeah, we might need to sort out some additional
Ooh.
boxes, which
Oh yeah. Fuck.
We should.
Well, I believe,
Me.
well, Lord Strongheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to keep doing Lord Strongheart.
I
He's
think like
on the stand. Or not on the stand, on the
Jigoku's
bench.
probably back.
Pardon?
Right?
I don't
Jigoku's
know.
probably back.
I don't know. He's been arrested.
Whom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jigoku. Jigoku.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he'll be back. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Oh, Maria Gori? She's on the stand.
Oh, I mean that's me. So.
That's you. I mean, we can take it as it comes and
Well, we'll just sort it, you know.
allocate some voices out.
Yeah.
We're going old school methods where we just kind of allocated voices on the fly.
On the fly, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked before.
Yeah, it works. It's fine.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Yep.
Just staring. Look it up.
Why are you still here?
A sign profile.
Oh god, I've got to get into the sort of low. Hang on. Oh, yeah, it's done there.
Staying alive.
So, witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Witness, singular.
One witness.
Yeah,
Single,
who are these-
the only one I care about.
I don't know who these other fuckers are.
Just die.
Yujin Mikotova, lecturer in forensic medicine at the Imperial Yume University in Tokyo, Japan.
It's staring at me.
Mhm.
And Professor Mikotoba, the young lady beside you, is...
This is Dr. Maria Gori, Scotland Yard's practicing coroner, the daughter of Dr. Syfe, I understand.
Yes, Dr. Scythe.
I'm afraid I can't tell you why she's here. She just appeared.
Oh, wow!
Hey.
You summoned this strange Japanese man as a witness to that autopsy. But you don't summon Mama. That makes no sense. She was there too.
It's a good point.
That's about the size of it.
Also, who let her bring knives into court?
Are you gonna stop her?
I mean, point.
I've had her eyes boring into the side of my cheek constantly, whilst I was in the antechamber too.
Poor man. The idea of it's making me shudder.
Oh god, hold on.
You can do this, I believe in you.
Pardon?
You can do this, I believe in you.
Thank you. The revelations about Dr. Sivert came to light some days ago defiled the reputation of the entire judiciary. She was therefore deemed unfit to appear as witness in today's proceedings.
Wow.
The Ministry of Justice's decision on that is final.
Well, we wouldn't want any more perjury to be committed, would we?
Throwing shade!
Rude.
The Ministry of Justice. Some questionable strings are being pulled, I think.
Hmm.
Pardon me. I remember you, Dr. Mikotoba. But I certainly never expected meeting you under these circumstances.
Yes, it's been a long while, Lord Strongheart.
Who haven't you fucked? My god!
Get around London town.
Jesus. The prosecution understands you are a visiting student of forensic science in London until 10 years ago.
Well, that's right. I studied under Dr. Wilson at St. Sinners. So, these voices are quite similar, I'm realizing. So, you were present at the autopsy of my brother, Lord Clint Van Zeeks? I was, yes. I assisted Dr. Wilson with the entire procedure. Wow.
Mama is far more skilled than any Japanese man.
Pineapple.
You're like a little,
Tiny
you're
bit.
a tiny racist baby.
Well, Dr. Wilson asked me to be his primary assistant on that occasion.
And this autopsy report was actually penned by you, I believe.
Yes. I noted all of the doctor's findings, and when we were done, he read through the document and signed it.
Sorry, I pulled my headphones out.
It's alright. Wow.
Mama, as secondary assistant, she wouldn't have had such a good view of all the evidence. It's a terrible crime.
So, Professor, do you remember Inspector Gregson?
Yes, of course. If it wasn't for his insistence, Lord Van Zeeks' autopsy would have never have happened. But he was absolutely convinced that it would reveal decisive evidence against Genshin, you see. So, Lord Strongheart had to entreat the nobility to allow it to take place. Do correct me if I'm wrong, my lord.
It was as a result of that autopsy that a mass murder was apprehended and justice was done.
Gregson admitted it before he was killed. He admitted that the results of the autopsy were fabricated. You were there at the time, so you must testify. You have an obligation to tell the truth about what really went on.
Absolutely. That's precisely why I'm here.
And that's why I'm here too.
I almost said my wrong voice.
Switch gears a little bit.
Very well then. You will give your formal testimony now, witness. But before you begin, a word of warning.
Oh.
You will state truthfully and accurately what you saw and what you heard at the time.
I wouldn't dream of doing otherwise, my lord.
You'd be fucking surprised in this courtroom. The moment your testimony verges on supposition, I will expel you from my courtroom. Remember that.
Alright then. From my own observations, I couldn't say there was any indication of the autopsy results having been fabricated. Death resulted from a wound made by a Western-style sword transfixing the heart. That I found a little strange.
There were no other signs of internal injury. Nothing questionable at all. It was just that beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from that man's stomach.
Presumed to have been swallowed by the victim as a way of posthumously identifying his assailant.
That is metal as fuck.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Lol.
No indication. Nothing to suggest fabrication.
Sorry, bud.
Professor Mikotoba, are you certain about that?
Well, nothing that I could positively identify as such, must I swear to in testimony.
Ugh.
Oh dear. Oh
Yes.
dear.
Innocent people.
Ha ha ha, evil laughter. Well, that clears things up nicely.
That makes you look like super innocent, oh lord.
The only fabrication here, Asogi, has come from you.
What?
How the turntables. You claim that the inspector confessed just before his death, but that is the fabrication.
No! He freely acknowledged it! I swear he did!
I'm calling you a lying liar.
I'm calling you a liar's liar! Fuck off!
Really? With the tip of a sword at his throat? The man was clearly at his wit's end. The court will give no credence to this confession that was uttered in obvious desperation. Quite simply, there was nothing questionable about the investigation of Lord Clint Van Zeek's death, and if anybody tries to object to that, I swear to God. And with this testimony here, we have, without question, uncovered the whole truth of the matter. No need to keep digging, let's just finish the game.
Oh, uncover the whole
Lying
truth of
bitch
your
says what?
fucking mother, you piece of shit.
What?
If I may, my lord.
You may not.
There was most certainly something questionable about it. And the whole truth does rather elude us, I feel.
See, fucking see, you piece of shit!
I beg your pardon.
Well, you're obviously aware of the facts of the case. All 4 of the professor's previous victims died when an enormous beast was set upon them that ripped out their throats.
Under the Baskervilles. I've read it. Such horrifying crimes!
Curiously, the killer's last victim, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, suffered a different fate.
Yes, you're right.
He was stabbed through the heart with a sword. It really does seem to, stand out a tad, yeah.
That's enough.
Hmm?
I believe I warned you about this, witness. I promised to curtail your testimony as soon as it entered the realms of supposition or speculation. And now I'm going to beat you to death with this unicorn.
Oh god, no.
Very well, my lord. In that case, the defense will pursue a conclusion to this during the cross-examination.
What?
You know, that thing that I have a legal entitlement to perform? I have the right to cross-examine every witness at their testimony. No
Once
takesies,
again,
backsies.
foiled by the justice system.
And I fully intend to exercise that right.
Damn you.
Ryunosuke.
I'm afraid that even the presiding judge has no authority to contravene the letter of the law. As I'm sure every member of the judiciary present in the gallery, would agree.
Well, Guess
Who
we
you
gotta fucking
invited
do
here, I
it.
should point out.
Very well. You may begin, counsel. However, the moment your argument strays from the established facts, I will not hesitate to bring the cross-examination to an end. Proceed with caution.
Yes, my lord.
So, in his testimony,
Have we had the testimony yet?
what are we looking for?
I would say look at Mariah's statements,
Yeah, press those.
because they're going to be a lot more
There
truthful.
were
I
no
think.
other signs of internal injury, nothing questionable at all. Just that beautiful but dangerous
That's
piece
beautiful
of
but
evidence.
dangerous piece of evidence. Press
I
that.
feel like pressing.
Yeah, we don't actually know what it is yet.
I assume it's like a sword tip or something?
What exactly was it, though? What does beautiful but dangerous mean?
Well, it was sparkling around with a hole. As if it might slip over a finger, perhaps.
Yeah.
It was a ring belonging to Genshin Impact. I mean, sorry.
What the fuck? That's a weird fucking what?
What?
Can we
My
see it?
father's ring was inside the victim's stomach.
That's fucked up, man. That's weird.
At the time, Genshin wore a large ring on the digitus quartus of his left hand. The fourth, or ring finger.
Alright, somebody went to medical school.
I'd understood it was some sort of keepsake.
When my father left for Japan. Fuck me. When my father left for Japan. Oh my god, I did it again!
It's so easy to say.
Blame the
that.
painkillers, blame the painkillers. When my father left Japan for London 16 years ago, I was 8 years old. But I remember that ring.
You do?
Yes, it was the one I was planning to propose to you with. Never mind. My father's possessions were sent to our family home in Japan after his death, but the ring wasn't among them.
Sus. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to draw something. I keep switching screens.
It's alright.
Obviously not. It was a key piece of evidence. And it had been in a man's stomach. It was gross.
That's
It
it.
remains under lock and key in the stores at Scotland Yard to this day.
After the autopsy, Genshin was summoned by the police to check for the presence of his ring.
That definitely seems planted to me. That's so convenient and stupid.
It wasn't on his hand, of course. Moreover, there were deep abrasions on his finger where it had been pulled off. They arrested the man there and then, right before my eyes.
How could they?
Easily, and without impunity.
Oh,
I brought the ring with me today.
Oh, great!
There you go,
See it.
evidence.
Put it in the court record, come on. I would like to see it.
oh,
Here it is. A bit dusty from years in storage.
It's rather
Ooh,
angular.
Yeah, that must
Really?
hurt.
good gracious! Yes, that's it! I haven't seen that in 10 long years. Wow.
That was found inside the victim's stomach.
I Yes, I'm afraid so.
You hesitated there, Professor Mikotoba. Should we read something into that?
Oh, well, it's just a thinking back now. I didn't actually witness the moment it was extracted from the victim's body.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a bit.
That's us.
That's also just really clumsy.
It's something in my eye.
Like what? You couldn't make him like actually swallow it?
Really?
At that precise moment, Dr. Wilson had asked me to fetch him a new scalpel, you see.
Dr. Gory, I see we are just handing doctorates out to young children. The removal of historic evidence from the stores requires my consent, does it not? Alright, don't just ignore that, that's fine.
However, it came to be here, the court cannot deny that this is crucial evidence for today's proceedings.
Alright, put it in your fucking court record then. Very well, you may submit it. Let's examine it, let's examine it, let's examine it!
Bling, bling.
Well, now we know that it's not going to, fucking, if there are no other abrasions in the victim's stomach, we can probably assume that, you know, it wasn't swallowed, because that's the sort of thing to definitely cause irritation.
Hmm.
It's not the sort of thing normally seen in Japan. Almost look like claws protecting that jewel.
You must examine it very carefully, Mr. Naruhodo. Very carefully indeed.
Yes.
Right
Alright,
now.
yes. Alright,
Let's do it
yes.
now.
Alright, yes.
Let's do it.
Alright,
Let's
yes.
look at it.
Alright.
Come on.
Yes.
So spiky.
Very spiky. Those fat claws are doing a good job of protecting that equally fat gemstone in the middle of this ring.
Yes. If you were clumsy, you could give yourself a rather nasty cut on them, I should think. And
No.
Ow!
as if on cue.
Now my finger's bleeding. These claws really are sharp.
Let's hope you don't get tetanus. Oh my, that was very quick clumsiness, Mr. Naruhodo. Even for you.
Ah. Who would make such a dangerous ring? You couldn't swallow it without doing yourself some fairly serious damage, surely.
There we go.
A sticky mochi bun of about that size would go down much better, with some red bean paste in the middle.
Someone as clumsy as me would probably manage to choke on it somehow.
Oh. Okay, can we
At least
turn
he
it
thought
turn it
that's-
around? Is there anything else we can look at it? Anything that unscrews?
Nope.
Round, up, inside, down. That's it. That's your lot.
I thought
then-
there might have been more.
But then there is the point that Mariah testified that there wasn't any signs of internal injury.
Well, let's press that then.
That's a physical impossibility if you swallow that.
There were no other side. Yeah. He just got his finger looking at it.
Like-
I didn't even touch it.
No, didn't get anywhere near it.
2 and 2 equals 5 here.
Yeah. That's very questionable. Okay.
The court has heard that the ring was extracted from the victim's stomach. But you didn't actually see it being removed, did you, Professor Mikotoba?
That's right. As I said in my testimony before, at that moment, I was fetching a replacement scalpel that Dr. Wilson had requested.
In other words, you can neither confirm nor deny whether this ring in fact really came from the victim's stomach or not.
what are you suggesting, Counsel?
Use your big boy brain, it'll come to you eventually. That the ring was never in the victim's stomach to begin with.
That's preposterous.
It's entirely feasible that Dr. Wilson fabricated that detail about the autopsy.
Why on earth would you do that?
What are you saying? Dr. Wilson?
That Dr. Wilson was in possession of the ring in advance, after it
It's
was
okay,
somehow
he's-
stolen from Mr. Ryunosuke.
He's not our Watson. We don't care about him anymore.
And he produced it during the procedure, pretending to have found it there and then in the victim's stomach.
Objection!
Supposition at best. Hang on.
Van Zeeks!
Settle, my boy, settle.
Van Zeeks! Mate, you was in the witness stand.
He's forgotten he's not on the prosecution side. What possible evidence do you have to support such a rash claim?
Mr. Van Zeeks, you are in the witness stand.
This evidence, right here.
Bitch.
That's the autopsy report.
What did I do with my rubber?
At least 18 plus.
It's explicit in that report, Counsel. Other than the ring, nothing unusual was noted internally, so I'm not sure how you intend to prove your point. You must die.
You've already done it for me, my lord. The lack of internal injury says it all.
What?
To swallow a ring of this size would require considerable effort and determination.
Maybe he put it in like a
And in addition to its size, there are the sharp claws around the gemstone to contend with.
My brother.
Yeah, he would have
Rock.
deep-throated this ring.
Yeah.
It was really
He just fucking went half.
You-
Rock, do not make me reach across this witness stand and smack you. On my life, I will.
My brother was a determined man, and on the brink of death even more so, I'm sure. He would have stopped at nothing to ensure that evil killer was brought to justice.
But if he really had swallowed that ring, it's inconceivable that no traces of its passage down his throat would have remained as internal trauma.
Oh!
Yeah. We got the bar.
And there you've arrived at the sticking point. That's precisely why I had my doubts about the findings myself 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Then why did you say something at the time?
I was too busy fleeing the country.
I did. I still remember the conversation I had with Dr. Wilson in the in the laboratory that day. It's not a difficult word. I'd like to
Oh my
briefly be
goodness.
Wilson.
He speaks for the first time in this game.
Dr. John Wilson at last, a year after his death, he speaks.
Who can do the best Martin Freeman? Or alternatively, Jude Law.
It's a good alternative. It'll probably be
I don't even
Mikospa
know.
he's speaking to.
Yeah, it's definitely Mikota who's
Should I just like, I don't know. Tanya, do you want to actually? You haven't talked about your Ryunosuke.
Yeah, do you want to flex your other people muscles?
Oh, God. Look at this. Now, this is a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, wouldn't you say?
Good
But,
info.
is it not Rather peculiar, Dr. Wilson.
What's that now, Mikotoba?
If he swallowed a ring of that size, with those sharp metal claws that it has, surely you'd expect to see damage to the throat and esophagus. Torn mucous membranes at the very least.
No? What?
Dr. Mikotoba, may I remind you that I have vastly more experience than you.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
I can think of plenty of ways to explain why no injuries would be seen.
Can we hear them?
No. Let's say this. The victim would appear to have ingested the item as evidence to identify his assailant. Go ahead, write it down.
That's so stupid.
I'm sure Ryunosuke came up with that idea.
So I was right. Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated the results of the autopsy to implicate my father.
I'm disappointed, Counsel. That argument is nothing more than speculation.
What?
You're so cute when you're angry. Dr. Wilson was Britain's leading authority on forensic science and autopsy work. There is no scientific basis on which to doubt the man's expert opinion. And unfortunately, he's too dead to contradict me.
Pardon the interruption, my lord, but damage to the mucous membranes of the throat is easily identified, even in living subjects.
Yes, I'm aware I'm suffering from it right now.
Using a device called an endoscope, recently demonstrated in practical use in France.
Please stop sounding so jived by that.
I want one! The government can pay.
Yeah, it can. I don't think so. And Dr. Gordy, rest assured that your removal of evidence from the stores without permission will not go unpunished. Put your fucking knives away.
We open up the dead to find the truth.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up, with all her secrets inside. That's wrong.
So proud of you, babe.
Dr. Gory, it's looking as though she's chosen to walk a different path to her mama.
I'm so proud of you, baby.
Proud of you, baby girl. Fuck yes, well
Thank
done.
you.
Who keeps giving him
I
wine?
love you.
Where are you getting it from?
Yes, and the ring.
What about the ring?
I've just remembered something. An earlier incident.
What incident?
The one I recounted to you before. About a memory I have. Of Genshin Asogi saving my life.
Oh my goodness. What?
What? My father saved your life.
And you're still so racist.
It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Don't ask why. All of a sudden...
Bloody hell, it's Jack the Ripper!
Someone tell the
Don't make a
policeman.
peep. You're coming with us.
All of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. It was on the ring finger of his left hand that he used to wear that ring.
So he could have lost it on that night.
Are you saying?
I've always believed those thugs were after me. But now I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target after all.
Clever boy.
Being a bit too smart for my liking.
Wait.
Genshin was arrested 2 days after that attack. And in that short interval, the decisive evidence needed to indict him was miraculously found.
You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that's what those thugs were after that night?
That is some
Fucking
surprise.
drama. Our boy is having a breakdown.
He's okay.
It's just a
He's
tough day.
Fine. He's fine. Look at him. He's completely
He's-
fine.
He's so fine.
By Eastern standards.
You pathetic coward.
Pardon?
You expect me to believe that you weren't involved?
Who's he talking to?
What do you mean by that?
It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring.
Why would he? He has
Someone
absolutely
please slap
no
this boy.
cause.
You set the whole thing up so you could.
Shut
Mind.
the fuck up!
Fuck yeah.
Kazuma, get a damn grip. Open your eyes.
They are open. I don't understand your point. Ryunosuke,
You must know deep down. The truth can be completely obscured even while your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment, you seem to be floundering through a dense fog.
anime grunt.
Is that why you were so insistent I should be present in this trial? To see you like this?
Well, this is an amusing spectacle. What a grandiose expression on your face, as if you were Lady Justice herself. I suggest you build a bridge and get over it. It seems you've thoroughly convinced yourself of this alleged fabrication of the autopsy results. So much so that you were apparently blind to the blatant contradiction that would be born out of it.
What?
Even though it's extremely hard to believe, let us imagine that there was some misconduct during the autopsy. Look at this evil space. If that were the case, why would Asogi not have disputed the findings in his trial?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
In the
Keep doing anime
closed
grunts.
court hearing 10 years ago, the defendant never once denied the claims against him. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, that is indeed correct. Upon hearing the verdict of guilty, he merely closed his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. And the actions of a man who has accepted responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate.
I guess that.
But then,
Oh my, that is very strange. If Mr. Sogi did nothing to oppose the charges against him, that would surely mean there was no fabricated evidence.
An obvious conclusion, at which you should have arrived many minutes ago, Prosecutor Asogi.
Fuck off.
Your twisted loyalty and clouded judgment are hampering your ability for logical thought.
Ugh. I make very
Well,
good change noises. This is what I'm
let's-
realizing during this trial.
Let's go home. I've had enough. I think everybody else has had enough. Let's just call it here. Genshin Asogi's silence at his hearing can mean only one thing. I had his tongue cut out. There was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago.
Oof.
Ryunosuke literally giving up too quickly, babe.
Man, he's got the phoenix pose on.
what if that autopsy was all above board? There'll be nothing to stop Lord Strongheart bringing this trial to an immediate conclusion.
Objection!
Good thought.
Thank you, Ryunosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words just now, this trial may well have fuck. Jesus. Had to be doing a dramatic fucking speech. This trial may have very well ended prematurely.
Kazuma?
What's this latest absurdity, Council? I'm gonna pull something out of your ass.
My lord. Your reasoning is perfectly sound, but for one giant hole. Don't laugh, you fucking kindergartners.
I don't think anybody was going to.
Show us the giant hole, Asogi.
I beg your pardon.
You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence. But there's another possible explanation. You overlook the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining that silence.
Objection!
Okay. Van Zeeks, you're gonna jump in?
I love how Van Zeeks' objection is like different to the other objections. This is Old English.
It's the Gothic font.
Gothic font. He needs the drama.
It's very unique. Silence that would lead to him being convicted and sent to his death? If the autopsy report... If the autopsy results were an invention, there's no conceivable reason why the man wouldn't have protested.
Objection!
So many objections, Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
It's like
those results were an invention, alright. There's no question of that. What are you forgetting? The two people with a connection to that autopsy have been assassinated.
That's a good point.
If I force the grievances I feel from my mind, I start to see you in a very different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in delusion these 10 years.
How dare you? He's been perfectly normal about everything.
Yeah, can't you see from his JoJo posing?
He's so normal. He's so normal.
The most normal.
Kazuma-sama has created... He's a normal man. Kazuma-sama has created one last chance for us here, Mr. Naruhodo. If we can only show there was a reason for his father's silence in his trial,
reason why the man would have said nothing, even though he was innocent.
Okay, I feel like we need to look into the court record for this.
Okay.
What did he say?
Like, a reason why he would keep silent. I don't know. I think I have an inkling it might be in his will.
Oh, what was his will? Do we have that?
Wait,
we've got-
wait, no, never mind. Oh, I'm so
would
dumb.
it not be
I'm really-
to do? Would it not be to do with what's his face? Fucking
Have a quick look.
Vigil.
Hang on, page 1. Vigil.
Again, Shinsugi. Hereby request that upon my death, any and all material possessions and wealth belonging to me in London be delivered to my son Kazuma Asogi in the Empire of Japan. It is with great sadness that I accept my fate in this foreign land and acknowledge that I will never see my homeland or family again, but I regret nothing about my chosen path. Non, je ne regrette rien.
Was that done, like, after the trial? I can't remember.
It must have been.
Yeah, okay, fair.
What were you saying about Vigil,
Vigil had-
Tony?
Vigil had uncovered that there was a collusion around the whole thing.
Oh yes, yes, I'd forgotten.
Aiding and abetting the escape from this prison of convict, the
Fuckhead.
professor,
Hmm.
just prior to his execution.
Oh, I assumed it was a rude word.
Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It is believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding these negotiations would be demanded. Yeah,
Okay.
there was a
Oh.
collusion. That's why.
We need Virgil on the witness stand, do we?
We do.
It's like,
All right.
Yeah.
if they promised
what-
to break him out, so long as he
Yeah,
went along with it.
As long as he went down for it and didn't
That
take
would
any
make
of them
sense,
with
wouldn't
him.
it?
Oh, that would make
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Could it
Okay.
have been part of some negotiation, perhaps?
Enough rhetoric. The court must be shown evidence. What proof do you have that could possibly explain Asogi's silence in court?
We just looked.
Thanks
The
to Tony.
dismissal
we've-
notice.
Yeah, sucker.
It's true that Ganshin Asogi's silence during his trial resulted in his conviction. But that didn't actually lead to his execution. On the contrary, it led to his escape. An escape that was only possible because he'd been sentenced to death.
Hmm.
Although I find it hard to believe my father would have negotiated them that way, the defense is correct. A fake execution, falsification of a death certificate, and a jailbreak inside a coffin. Clearly, such an elaborate plan couldn't have been carried out by my father alone.
So who was he colluding with?
He must have had the help of a collaborator from the judiciary.
Guessing
I
it was
have
Gregson.
I have here the dismissal notice of the chief warder who was working in the prison at the
It was
time.
Gregson.
Yeah, I feel
The
like
notes
it's
read, there are indications that the jailbreak was in planning prior to the inmate's incarceration. In other words, there were suggestions of some sort of negotiation between Mr. Asogi and the British government.
Ah. I don't
Gotten
know
awfully
what the fuck
fucking
you're
quiet
talking
now,
about.
haven't you?
Oh,
No comment.
in exchange for his silence in court, he was given an assurance that he would be broken out of prison. Yes, with that sort of clandestine agreement in place, I can imagine he would have kept very quiet.
I would go further than that, in fact. I would say that the elaborate jailbreak of Mr. Asogi can be explained in no other way.
Well, we do have the elaborate jailbreak. Order. First fabricated evidence and now a jailbreak conspiracy. Seems very
course.
fucking silly to me.
Because it's all intimately linked.
The prosecution wishes to summon new
Fuck.
prosecution wishes to summon new witnesses to the stand. What the fuck is wrong with my voice today?
Witnesses, plural.
People who can testify about the jailbreak that took place 10 years ago.
Ah,
I don't know why you're acting so surprised. You fucking suggested.
Governor Caden and the poor chief warder of the prison.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. I won't allow this trial to be turned into a farce. To summon the governor of the prison after all these years.
Oh, it wouldn't be any trouble, my lord.
Oh,
He's like right outside.
what? Did fucking Sholmes get him as well?
Father?
My dear friend may appear a little rattle-pated at times. Rattle-pated? But I can assure you, he
What
is
a great
extremely
word.
thorough.
Fucking Sherlock Sholmes again.
Greedy, empty-headed, and talkative.
Oh,
Ooh.
what a wonderful new word.
I see, yes, that sums him
Rattle
up.
pated.
He wired both Barclay and the local prison earlier. Oh, that's the wrong button. Asking Governor Caden and Mr. Vigil to attend the Old Bailey as a matter of extreme urgency.
Mr. Shums did that?
Of course he did. Are you telling me that...
Oh, yeah.
Both men are, unless I'm much mistaken. Waiting just outside the courtroom at this very moment.
Who's a little
Surprise!
smile? Right, well, I guess they might as well fucking come in.
My lord, you must prevent this trial to confirm. Ah! God! I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
My lord, you must permit this trial to proceed, as you declared at its outset. You promised we would stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. You
Say that
fucked
all
yourself,
the
Nick.
time. Did say that. Well, very well. Pardon me. Very well. Bring in the witnesses. Could all be home by now, having tea. I'm just saying that. Make no mistake, I too would like nothing more than to lay this business to rest once and for all.
Yes, by completely undermining any attempts we make at doing so.
Hey, it's our boys.
Hello.
It's like a sliding scale between Bear and Twink.
When the new witnesses state their names and occupations to the court, please.
Oh god.
Aye, Barry Caden, Governor of Barclay Prison. Oh, goodness.
Everyone calls
You're-
me gossip. I sell jaunty pieces.
Your other persona, if you don't mind.
Oh, I do beg your pardon. Of course.
Okay, that's quite good.
Daily, please.
My name is Daily Vigil. I used to be the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
The reason you been summoned here to court today is to testify about the jailbreak of the so-called professor 10 years ago.
Losh! The professor! We've already been through all this before. Excuse me. A decade ago.
It's very Peter Capaldi.
Yes, it is.
Good, it's good.
Miles better than mine.
my head, I just kind of defaulted to him in my head.
You both do it wonderfully.
And the conclusion was that there wasn't anything untoward happened. A convict escaped from your prison, Governor. Hardly what you'd call nothing untoward. Well, the convict's death certificate was somehow falsified after he was allegedly executed. And he escaped the prison inside his own coffin. A plan of that complexity could never have been carried out without the help of somebody of influence inside the prison.
Governor Kane, don't imagine that the passage of time will afford you any protection.
I really don't think it was
If it
him.
turns out you were involved in the plot to break Mr. Asogi out of your prison, then, of course, the consequences will be very serious. In all likelihood, a capital punishment.
I don't think it was him.
Gads, hold on.
Witness, Governor Caden.
Aye, sir.
You have a critical role to play in the public safety of our country, a great responsibility to shoulder. The significance of your testimony in court cannot be understated. Therefore, think carefully before you speak.
Hint fucking hint.
And Prosecutor Asogi, if you threaten the witness again, you will be held in contempt of court.
You'll be held in contempt of me.
You'll be held in contempt of these nuts.
My apologies, my lord.
There's no disputing the fact that an intricate jailbreak plot was enacted 10 years ago. Clearly, you were both involved in some way. So you will testify before the court now and explain exactly what took place.
Very well. Let the witnesses give their formal testimony. Tell the court everything you know of the plot to break Asogi out of Berkeley 10 years ago.
Okay.
It was the day that Japanese jock was found guilty. A directive came from the prosecutor's office. I assigned the convict to the chief ward of vigil here and put the plan into action behind the scenes.
I was responsible for Asogi right up until the night of his execution, but I knew nothing of any plot.
I didn't ken it was some negotiations between the convict and the prosecutor's office. All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty's Great British Empire.
Great.
A royalist Scot just seems wrong.
It does, yeah. I mean, they must exist, but like...
It's so rare.
A directive from the prosecutor's office. Are you saying that was the jailbreak plot? Aye, that's right.
Who sent it? Who authorized this plan?
Who do you think?
I didn't ken that.
You're saying you don't know?
So you've heard Scottish people speak before then? Listen, there wasn't a thing about that professor case that wasn't unusual in some way. I didn't ask any questions. I just did what I was told to do. More than that, I couldn't tell you.
Oh my goodness.
You okay?
Yes, there is a cat.
I think you guessed.
Kitty.
My goodness.
My bad.
How are kitties? I need to know. For the sake of my mental sanity.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They both came in to say hello and now they've fucked off.
Oh.
I see.
But if the jailbreak plan originated from the prosecutor's office, then one thing is very clear. As suspected, there were clandestine dealings going on between Mr. Asogi and that office.
That's one of my favourite words.
Clandestine.
Yeah, it's a lovely word.
The jailbreak was promised in exchange, Mr. Asogi admitting to crimes he didn't commit.
I wonder what that says about who the professor really was then.
Yeah.
Because that to me seems like they're definitely trying to cover up the professor's real identity if we're establishing that Genshin Asogi didn't do it, which is interesting.
Using Genshin as a skate. Oh yeah, because.
Because they're making a foreign student take the fall for these murders, and obviously he didn't do them. So I am interested in that.
Who else could be around at the time?
I don't know who else could have done them.
I'm looking at Clockface McGee up there.
I mean, yeah, but I don't understand why he'd be bumping off Gentry. That, Council, is nothing more than speculation on your part. So, let me ask for defense.
Oh, yes, my lord?
I fail to understand how these witnesses have any more pertinent information here. Do you intend to assert your right to a cross-examination? Don't answer, I already know.
Absolutely. I have no intention of squandering a single opportunity, my lord.
It seems that all you Japanese are fiercely tenacious. Very well. Proceed.
Sort of pineapple? Vaguely positive pineapple.
racism.
Stereotyping more than anything.
Right. I don't really know what to make of this testimony.
I mean,
Today,
it's interesting that Dane
Prosecutor's
said
office.
he has no idea what's going on.
I signed a comment to the Chief Order Visual here and put the plan to action behind the scenes. I was responsible for Asogi's regiment of the night of his execution by Ryunosuke plot. Didn't know there was anything in the negotiations between the comment to the prosecutor's office. All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty's Great British Empire. I'd say press this.
Yeah.
Cause like, why is he keeping mum? He's in a court of law. Why is he keeping mum? He should be compelled. Did you carry out the plan in its entirety? Aye, I did everything I could at the time.
As you know, Genshin Impact was shot dead at Lowgate Cemetery after the escape.
At last!
Genshin Impact found dead.
Genshin Impact suffered a massive impact.
I forget who actually started that bit.
I think it was G.
I think
It
it
might,
was, actually.
like the second you see Genshin Asogi as a name, that's just like what it comes to mind. Really.
Genshin
It's
Impact?
unfortunate.
I'm sure Genshin Impact came after this game as well.
It definitely
In Japan,
did.
at least.
Yeah.
Tell me, was that part of the plan too?
My instructions were to do getting the joke out of the jail and nothing more.
Get the jail.
I cannot tell you anything about what happened after that. Only, personally, I believe his death was the last part of the plan.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
What was that?
Oh dear,
Virgil's
he's having a
spinning.
moment.
What was that little
Virgil's having a
sound?
woozy thing.
He's throwing and wobbling.
He's very wobbly.
Oh,
He's having a fit of the vapors.
Oh no.
Someone get the smelling salts.
Mr. Vigil, is something wrong?
Yes, I'm about to faint.
Oh god, he's going faster.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
He's saluting them? What is it, some sort of Barclay convention? What Governor Caden was just saying seemed to upset you. Did it bring something to mind, perhaps?
For the last 10 years, I've completely blotted out the memories of that time from my mind. I was betrayed by my superiors in the name of my country.
Yeah, get fucked, kid.
Just as my father was betrayed, it seems. We all get betrayed sometimes, Vigil.
But you see, thinking back now, I really can't imagine that the shooting of Mr. Asogi in the cemetery was ever part of the plan.
What makes you think that?
Well, it just doesn't make sense, does it? To make the man admit to crimes he didn't commit with the promise of a jailbreak, only to kill him in the end. That's treachery of the worst kind. But the point is, if the intention was always to betray him, why would there be any need for all the shenanigans of an escape? Chicaneries, even.
The man does have a point.
He does.
He do be
Well, you could have just left him in the prison, he would have died anyway.
Yes, that's quite true.
If whoever negotiated with Asogi never intended to keep his or her end of the bargain, it would have been far simpler just to let the man be executed in prison as dictated by his sentence.
Yeah, that's fair.
It all happened in that vast chamber of secrets that is Barclay, behind the prison walls. I suppose nobody really knows. I suppose nobody knows what really went on in the execution room now. Yes, it's an unsettling mystery, certainly.
Truth be told, there is a wee matter that's never quite made sense to me. If you believe there was some kind of negotiation behind the jailbreak between Asogi and a body at the top, it doesn't quite add up, does it? Governor Caden, I must insist that you explain these doubts that you have by amending your formal testimony. Gads, aye, go on then.
What's he gonna say?
It seems to me that the Japanese fella didn't have nothing to bargain with.
Ooh.
Didn't he?
Didn't he? Present those papers.
Oh, the Asogi papers.
Yes.
Mr. Asogi described it as the only weapon I have left.
Yes.
That seems good. That seems...
Objection.
Yes.
Yes, the music stopped. I was right.
Confessing under oath to murders he didn't commit on a verbal assurance of later being broken out of prison. Ganshin Asogi was taking an incredibly risky gamble.
Very true. There was nothing to stop the British breaking their word and executing him behind closed doors anyway.
So he must have had something to bargain with.
Under normal circumstances, no man would stake his life on a gentleman's agreement like that.
especially with the British.
Which means that Mr. Asogi must have had a trump card. Something that guaranteed he wouldn't be betrayed. Some kind of weapon. Havers! The fella couldn't possibly have had anything like that. But you know that he did, Governor. The Asogi Papers. The name given to the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi. Ah! It turns out that Mr. Asogi was hiding his will in his cell at Barclay. Chief Warder Vigil caught him with it one day. You squealed, did you wee rat? Did I not tell you to keep that a secret?
Jesus.
You can't touch me now. Despite the fact that you are touching me now.
Gag! When Mr. Vigil caught sight of that will through the bars of the convict cell, Mr. Asogi pleaded with the order.
Excuse me?
All right then. But what's on that paper?
Who's Genshin again?
I mean, I can
was
do
it you?
it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was you, Rip.
Measured.
A lost
puzzle.
will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now.
Indeed. His shocked face.
A weapon? And after the convict had been killed following the elaborate pretense of this jailbreak, that document mysteriously disappeared, didn't it?
Well, yes. All the prison warders searched through the belongings in his cell, but that will was just nowhere to be found.
As I understand it, an exhaustive search was made for the document, which became known as the Asogi Papers. Governor Caden, I believe you ordered your prison staff to find it at all costs, didn't you? Eh? Would I be right in saying that you knew? You knew that the so-called Asogi Papers had the potential to make great waves somehow. Jings! What the blazes are you blithering about? The will was found, right and proper. In the fella's cell where I said it would be.
But how can that be? We're in his cell. We all searched the place from top to bottom. Floppy hands.
Well, you didn't do a proper job, eh, you peely-wally galoot?
You can't criticize me now. I don't even work for you anymore.
I showed it to you for, did I know, young lawyer? Yes, you did. I have the document here. It's written in Japanese, and reads the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Which means that everything is as it should be.
Not quite, my lord. You see, there's an undeniable inconsistency here.
What inconsistency?
Mr. Asogi described this document as the only weapon he had left. And yet, this will contains nothing of significance at all. Nothing that would have given the convict any leverage.
Are you suggesting, learned friend, The last will and testament stored at Barclay Prison all these years. It's actually a fake.
I mean, you've suggested it now.
As has clearly been demonstrated already. What went on at Barclay Prison was far from above board.
That last vilification by the defense was an affront to the entire British legal system.
And yet you do not want to disprove what I've said. Go on.
This absurd notion of a weapon is something for which we have only the former chief warder's word. This man could quite easily be lying, or at the very least, sorely mistaken. What? No! I definitely heard him say that! I swear!
Clearly, we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to know exactly what happened with these so-called Asogi papers.
A waste of time. If the will is fake, where is the real document?
Objection!
Mr. Vigil was stabbed in the back by the judiciary 10 years ago. He lost everything. Very nearly his own life. And now you're going to do it again. You're ready to brand him a liar and turn your back on him without even letting him defend himself.
That's dead.
Oh,
Prison.
it's clear that the jailbreak was masterminded by somebody. Prosecutors. Is your lordship just going to gloss over these obvious and reprehensible facts? No?
What did you say, random person in the crowd?
Testify! Testify.
The trial must go on. It would seem that a vocal few here are utterly blind to the truth.
Only because you hide it from
Very
me.
well then. Let the witness testify again. Tell the court precisely what you think you saw of the convict's last will and testament. Yes, sir, my lord. As the warder responsible for condemned convicts, I attended to Mr. Asogi and kept watch over his cell. The night after he was found guilty in court, he was doing something with that will in his cell. We turned the cell inside out looking for it after the execution, but to no avail.
I only found out about the Asugi papers when a directive came, telling me to impound them. The document was in the folds of the fellow's robe that was left in his cell. A kimono, I think it's called.
In his kimono? That's a lie. Oh, he searched every inch of the man's cell. We looked through all his clothes. It can't be true.
Were you no satisfied with calling me a liar that once say you wee waffinger?
There's nothing you can do about it now. You don't have any hold over me anymore. Other than the hold you like to take on my cravat, of course. Is that what you're going to do, is it?
What on God's green earth?
He's
fucking wiggling. He's going for
He's just waiting until he is shook off.
Are you going to give me a good shake again? Or are you too scared?
He's such a drama queen. Little and large. What a double act.
No.
A bit concerned about these two relationship. Like, yikes, my dude. We've compiled. We compiled with Sogi's will as far as was possible. We
Thank you.
complied. We complied. All of his personal effects were delivered to his family home in Japan. As a courtesy to the homeland of the most notorious killer our country has ever seen. You're welcome.
And we were very much obliged. I can confirm that all of my father's belongings arrived safely. I mean, I assume. I didn't get a list.
Aye. And you can't deny the handwriting is that of your old man, eh?
Yes, there's no mistaking that. It's my father's brushwork.
Really?
Surely that just means bits of the will are missing. And this last will and testament was the man's last weapon, was it? I think we can safely assume that the convict was merely prattling, knowing that his end was nigh. So, counsel for counsel for see, I'm gonna have some tea.
Just sound
Good
it
idea.
out.
Good idea.
It's just one of those nights, huh?
Counsel
It's just
for
one of
the
those
defense.
nights.
Your cross-examination, please. It's a lot of a vocal fry. This is more vocal fry than I've done for the whole season.
But
Yes, my lord.
I've called our playthrough a season.
Oh yeah, coming up to the season finale.
Yeah.
Go back to
Press the last statement.
Press the what, sorry?
The last statement.
The last one.
Vigil flat out called that last statement a lie. There has to be something to it.
Yes,
Whoa,
I feel
yes.
like he needs to we need to figure out what the fuck is going on there.
In Mr. Asogi's kimono?
didn't it take like
Aye.
all of his personal effects, like every single fucking one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one he brought with him when he was locked up. Yes. He was permitted to have his personal effects with him during his incarceration, I understand.
Was he? I thought we were told otherwise.
I think,
That's right.
he had what's his face? Karuma with him, didn't he? The sword.
He did, yeah. Maybe the sword has something.
Oh, it was writing equipment he wasn't allowed, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Do we think the sword has something hidden in it? Maybe.
Maybe.
Like, did he etch something into it? Like
I
the
think
blade?
we've been kind of driving at that for quite a while now, haven't we? That there's something special about Karuma. That's right. Wait,
Oh,
no, wait.
sorry.
Hang on.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
That's right. He was
Oh,
granted as much
fucking
freedom
great.
as possible during the last few days before his execution.
Indeed. He had a number of items of personal significance, I remember. He was very reluctant to part with them. Some books, that kimono, his sword.
His sword?
Karuma, the famous sword of the Asogi clan. It bears the soul of my family.
Yeah, it's definitely to do with that fucking sword.
I don't doubt it, but I wasn't really getting at that. Forget it being the soul of the clan. Could the man have had a more obvious weapon?
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
Mhm. He was hinting the whole time.
Have some respect, Ryunosuke.
Fucking mad lad.
Respectful silence? The warders carry firearms at all time, and the inmates have shackles around their ankles. He couldn't have hurt anybody with that thing. Wanna bet? Still, he was allowed his sword, but no writing materials?
That's weird. Obviously, he knew something, so.
Oh fuck. He hardly did a fucking Cape Fear on it, did he?
Did a what?
Write it in his own blood.
If he. Oh my god.
But-
Oh
Wow.
my god!
That's-
Because if he did, we'd be able to see it with Sholmes' invention.
Ugh.
Oh man.
Like it's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like if he didn't have any pen or anything, surely the next logical conclusion is he had the sword. He fucking used that to write it.
Yeah.
Well, let's press on and see. Aye. He wrote that will before he came to stay with us at Barclay, you see. Oh. Less dramatic.
Dr. Makotoba was asked to bring the necessary Japanese writing implements to the prosecutor's office.
And this is why you don't speculate without all the
Yeah.
information, kids.
Yeah, fair enough.
Susori ink stone, Laksumi ink, and some Hanshu rice paper, no doubt.
I think I butchered the pronunciation on every single one of those words.
I was present when he wrote it.
Oh.
But I'm sorry to say,
Is that right?
the letters just look like a squirming mass of jet black earthworms
It's a
Weapons.
good spelling.
to me.
And he's spinning again.
He's swooning again.
Excuse me.
Are you feeling faint, Mr. Vigil? Mr. Vigil?
It's okay, he's just remembering. Sir! It was Scarlet, sir!
Oh, fuck. What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to blurt it out like that.
Less swaying and more explaining would be helpful.
Is it something about the testimony that we just heard? Have you recalled something of importance? Be very helpful if you did.
Something of importance. Possibly, or possibly not.
Well, that's more than less than unhelpful.
I'm unable to tell which way he's leaning, I'm afraid. He keeps leaning back and forth, actually.
Oh, dear.
My lord, the defense asks that Mr. Vigil be permitted to supplement his testimony with this possibly or possibly not important detail.
Permission granted, I guess?
Go ahead, Mr. Vigil.
Yes, it was Scarlet.
It was Scarlet.
The ink. Oh.
Study in scarlet? Document was written in scarlet ink. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
But look at the
Time to have a
Paper.
pour
Yeah,
over the
let's
court
have
record,
a-
methinks.
Hold on. Can we?
It doesn't look like it's written in scarlet. It looks like it's written in
No, it would tell us that, surely.
black.
Is there anything else we've got? Can you just go
Yeah,
through?
look at the other
Passport.
documents that we have.
Got the passport. We've got the autopsy report.
Let's have a quick look at the
Look at that.
autopsy report.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh boy.
Ah.
Oh boy.
ooh fuck.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Mm.
Okay. No document in corresponding ink was found of scarlet that was on Clint's.
Gee, I wonder why.
Oh man. Yeah, shall I present it?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Objection!
Oh man. What's going on?
Scarlet colored writing is what you said you thought you saw, Mr. Vigil. And I believe that's exactly what you did see.
What?
Others again! You've no evidence to say that! Oh, but he does. Have a look at this report. Wait.
Have a look.
That's my brother's autopsy report. Have a look.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's my brother's autopsy report.
Yes. And there's something in here that's bothered me since I first read it. It states that scarlet-colored ink stains were noted on the fingers of the victim's right hand.
Yes, so it does.
Scarlet ink.
Now, I'm not familiar with the habits of the British aristocracy, I freely admit. But I would hazard a guess that they don't all go around with ink stains on their fingertips, do they?
Oh, Van
Your
Zooks,
wit is not appreciated.
Are we about to fucking
And
ruin
yours
your,
is?
your poor brother's reputation?
Oh boy.
My brother was a well-bred and fastidious man. Should ink have sullied his fingertips, he would have cleaned them immediately.
Using ye old hand sanitizer.
It's a weird thing to say. What is your point, Counsel? Do make it, and quickly too.
My point is this. Whatever Lord Clint Van Zeeks was writing in that unusually colored ink, it must have been directly before his death. Because he died before he had the opportunity to clean his hand.
What?
I remember something troubled me at the time. At the scene, the lid of my brother's inkwell was open.
Ah,
Huh.
But Clint was punctilious. Punctilious? Clint was
That's it.
punctilious about such things. I guess like punctual, but punctilious. It seemed unusual. And no document penned in the colour of the ink that was in the inkwell was ever found.
attention to detail or correct behavior.
Oh. Interesting.
So the documents had disappeared. Are you suggesting that the document my father had in his hand that night in his cell was...
I guess we are.
The same document that Lord Clint Van Zieks was writing moments before his death.
Right. The only thing that makes sense, man, is if it was a confession. Which
Then
means Van Ziek's brother was the professor.
it was. Man.
If Mr. Vigil's testimony is to be believed, it can only mean that. Yes. Mr. Vigil,
Sir!
when you spotted Mr. Asuki with the document in his cell, his precise words were as follows, were they not?
Alright then. But what's on the paper? Oh my god!
a last will and testament.
Oh
This will
my
is-
god!
The only weapon I have left now.
Oh
A
fuck! Not
last will
his!
and testament.
Not his last one! Oh,
Just
that's
add a ruffle on my
sneaky!
fucking...
Sneaky!
Oh, that was clever. That was incredibly clever.
So yeah, it must be a confession. Oh god. Van Zieks, I'm so sorry! I'm so
Clint's
sorry, baby,
fucking
I'm so
will is
sorry.
stashed inside Kazuma's sword.
A
Oh god, in the
last will and
hilt!
testament.
It must be in the hilt! Because you can unwind those.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Ah. If the conversation really did go as Mr. Vigil says, then what we now know completely changes the meaning of what Mr. Asogi said.
Fucking Christ.
You really think?
Mr. Vigil did indeed see the convict with a will. But it wasn't that of Genshin Impact.
It takes me off
So-
guard every single time.
It was the last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zieks.
No.
What?
Objection!
Oh no.
This is madness! My brother's last will and testament?
Which means that fucking Genshin Impact did kill him.
That would mean that he had chosen to die.
Those microtransactions finally got the better of him.
Yep.
That's
Christ.
what it would mean. Yes.
No! Impossible! That is utterly out of the question.
Lord Van Zieks, you're gonna have to just fucking calm down.
Clint was pursuing the professor. It consumed him day and night.
Ooh.
Whatever happened, he would never have abandoned his investigation before its conclusion.
Oh,
Never.
honey. Oh, honey.
He wouldn't rest until the job was done. Until the killer was caught.
Oh, and it makes perfect
Oh,
sense if
boy.
it was him, because they wouldn't want it to come out that it was a member of the gentry doing that, which is which means they're sort of they're playing with one of the Ripper theories here, because one of the main theories is, of course, it was one of the
Yeah.
Queen's relatives,
Yeah, that was a
Um,
thing.
which is why it was never found. Which means the real Jack the Ripper was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, fuck.
The idea that he would willingly accept his own death, it's obscene.
Objection!
And yet, we can be sure that he was writing his will moments before his death.
And that Ganshinosuke came to be in possession of that document. So what could the will possibly have contained?
Clearly, something that couldn't be made public under any circumstances whatsoever.
Yep, so it's a confession.
Because armed with that document, my father was able to negotiate with the judiciary for his life.
Oh my god.
It was something so damning that it prompted the powers that be to enact that daring jailbreak plot. Yes, there can be no question that the will contained information of the utmost secrecy.
Strongheart has been very quiet.
Information. The utmost secrecy. Ah! No. It couldn't be.
By Jove, I think he's got it. Oh, here he is. I've heard more than enough. Pursuing this notion of a phantom will that nobody can attest to having seen serves absolutely no purpose.
Objection!
Of course you would.
No, my lord, that's unacceptable.
What did you say, Counsel?
The last will and testament that Ganshinosuke had in his possession was that of Lord Clint Van Zeeks. All the testimony and evidence presented to the court has logically led us to that as a possibility.
Well, fuck.
We have a duty to pursue the line of reasoning to its conclusion.
Do we though? I mean, we could just go home.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would.
I
But
don't have a comeback.
But with no possible means of knowing the contents of the document, there is no line of reasoning to pursue. Unless you can somehow magic it up.
Ugh.
He's got a headache.
It's turnabout time. A reason why Lord Clint Van Zeeks, a man of high noble standing, would have chosen death. Information so secret, people in the judiciary would be willing to negotiate the jailbreak of a condemned killer. The only explanation that fits those facts is an unthinkable truth that turns absolutely everything on its head. But it's just too hideous.
Oh, baby boy.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Ah,
You gotta say it, babe.
however difficult the situation might become, you work with your client in pursuit of the truth. That's what you resolved to do when you entered the courtroom this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Sato.
So hold your head high and keep soldiering on.
Yes, you're right.
She always is.
10 years ago, in his final moments, Lord Clint Van Zeeks left behind a will. A will that Ganshinosuke was able to use as a weapon to negotiate his escape from prison. In all probability, the details in the will were related to the professor case.
The defense's last statement is mere conjecture.
What are you getting at, man?
What do you think, baby? You already know. You already
Yes,
know. You already know, and it's horrible. And I'm so sorry.
Oh, poor baby.
Can't believe we've gone full circle on yet another prosecution.
Oh, man.
This keeps happening.
As soon as these words come out of my mouth, there's no going back. I believe that the last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zieks was in fact
A confession. Yeah, just as I said, it's the only thing that makes sense. Oh God, poor Van Zieks. He's been idolizing his dead brother for ages, and he's like a fucking pervert degenerate what kills people with a dog.
You can do this, Mr. Naruhodo.
I believe that what Lord Clint Van Zieks actually penned that day was a confession.
A confession?
Regarding the mass murderer known as the Professor and his true identity.
Objection!
Enough! Counsel.
You about to just confess? He's just about to say, "No, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of everything. I did everything that you say is happening.
What are you
I did it."
saying? Do you even realize? A confession about the true identity of the Professor. That would mean...
Give the man a biscuit. He's got it.
Lord Van Zieks, I appreciate this must be hard to take in. But it's the only explanation that fits.
It is, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, baby boy.
I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks. I'm so sorry. The killer that terrorized London a decade ago and became known as the Professor, the man believed to have murdered 5 members of the aristocracy, wasn't Genshin Asogi at all.
No, you can't be suggesting.
Oh, yes, he can.
It was, in fact, the man believed to have been the 5th victim. Lord Clint Van Zieks himself.
My fucking God.
Dear fucking Christ.
Wow.
Asogi, baby, you just picked the wrong Van Zieks.
Okay, it's finally open, is it?
Oh,
Pandora's box.
is he just...
Well,
Admit to knowing this. Hang on.
he's the one that covered it up, obviously.
He probably can't be heard right now.
It was actually a mass murder.
If the general public ever found out, law and order in this country would have finished. Would it really? Would it really, though? I feel like it would be fine.
I feel like I could chill.
People would just, like, hate the gentry a bit more, and honestly...
Yeah, very much eat the rich kind of attitude.
Yeah, and you know,
Want
people
that.
already have a lot of reasons to hate the gentry, because they kind of suck.
Stoke the class consciousness. Rise up. Be the
No
one
rules,
in
no
charge.
masters!
My brother.
This is too awful. Poor Van Zieks. I'm having enormous fun with this Inktober.
Having a time.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself.
I wonder, though, Did he never suspect?
I think he did. I think he just pushed it far, far down.
Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Lord Baroque Fenzix is a brilliant prosecutor. Is it conceivable that he didn't realize what his older brother really was?
Think. Oh shit. Hello. Order.
Okay, I have
Order.
a,
Order in court. Pardon. Please go ahead.
I have a theory,
Mm,
Shoot.
but it's slightly insane.
okay.
This whole game has been slightly insane.
I mean, yeah, that's just Ace Attorney all over.
No, okay, I'm kind of thinking through it now, and it might be a bad idea. Okay, I'm just fully thinking that we still don't know whether, like, the Reaper curse, where everyone, like, dies after they've met the Reaper in court. Like, who's doing that? Because it's not Baroque.
Strongheart.
Yeah, but
Strong-
why?
Strongheart.
It's got to be Strongheart. It's basically everyone that has had the Reaper's curse has been involved in the Asogi case at some point. That's why
Oh.
they've all died.
That's very, very
Oh no, and all the other defendants that Van
Yeah.
Zix ever prosecuted and got off.
I
Yeah.
feel like it
With
started
Stuart.
as the former and then morphed into the latter to try
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cover up the fact that that was what it started as.
Yeah.
Because originally I was gonna say is like, you know, the other Van Zeeks like actually dead, and then I realized they did an autopsy on him.
They
which,
did,
you mean,
yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind of
they-
hard to fake being dead through one of
They-
those.
They did cut him up.
Through an autopsy, yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do.
But, I mean, you know, Genshin faked his death, didn't he? Had
Yeah,
his
but he
death
wasn't-
faked for him.
He wasn't
didn't cut him up.
autopsied, though, was
He
he?
wasn't
that's
autopsied.
true.
Yes, that was. He was just kind of chucked into a coffin.
But yeah, well, I mean, we know Gregson's part of the Reaper, at least. That's
Yeah.
proven. Hmm.
Lord Van Zeeks,
You doing okay, bud? You okay?
he's
You're right.
clutching the prosecutor's badge.
Do you need a
Oh.
Do you need a fucking
That's
do you want a
And a blanket, trying to hot
yeah,
chocolate.
like a tea or something?
He's clutching the
Wine.
prosecutor's badge because Clint was the reason he became a prosecutor in the first place.
Oh no!
Oh, it hurts.
God, this is tragic.
This sucks so much.
The professor made use of an enormous hound as his murder weapon. Tell me, did your brother own a dog?
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh
He
no!
did. Balmung. He was a well-known hunting dog. People called him a giant.
Oh dear!
Oh lord.
I don't believe this.
When my brother would go hunting in the forest of the grounds behind the house, he always took Balmung. After Clint's death, the creature passed away too, almost as if he were following his master. He was a magnificent hunting dog, worthy of the jewel-studded collar around his neck.
Oh my god!
Fuck!
Oh my god!
That's where the ring came from. A jewel-studded collar?
We've seen
What?
this
I've seen this
before.
collar before. That's right.
That's
Though
why it was.
sadly,
That's why it was had the bee on it.
some years ago now, it was stolen by a thief who broke into the house one night. In the, Saseki case.
Yeah.
A jewel-studded collar stolen by a thief?
We've
Wait.
seen it.
It so happens that myself and my colleagues have come across such a collar during our time in London.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
How could you?
Do not remember this in the slightest.
There was an old emblem attached to the collar too, made of pure gold.
Yeah, it was the treasure that Shamspeare was after. William Shamspeare.
Yeah, this one.
Man, I just do not remember that in the slightest.
No, I don't either, actually. I thought they
I
were going on
do.
about the ring.
No, I remember it, because we made a lot of jokes about the B standing for bitch.
Oh
Yes,
no, I
that-
think I might have
does
missed
come
that
to
one.
mind.
I feel like
I
I
love-
missed that session because I do not remember that in the slightest.
No, this was yeah, I did think it was a weird thing, and it was really big. We did think it did belong to a dog, but it was made very clear when we examined it that it was really big, so then we made a lot of jokes about it belonging to a person. But as it
Yeah,
turns out,
the,
it just belongs to a really fucking big dog.
The Shamspeare case, yeah.
My god.
It was a
Well,
while
that
ago
was
now.
that was how, yeah, what fucking it all adds up. Shit,
The
man.
amount of different loose ends we're tying up here is mad.
God.
It's so great.
It was topped with a small crown and bore an ornate capital letter B.
What? An emblem bearing the initial B?
Yes. Oh my, you know it?
B for bomb.
It's the insignia of the Baskerville family.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Fuck
fucking hell.
me!
Fucking hell.
What?
Oh, that's not me.
What? The Baskerville. Why is
Iris.
that name coming up now?
Baskerville is the family name of my late brother's widow. This pure gold emblem was an heirloom which Clint acquired upon their marriage.
And he put it on his dog.
Yeah, that's weird.
There
Yeah.
can be no doubt.
Maybe we should have considered that he was a bit weird when he did that.
A little bit.
So his wife was a Baskerville.
Yeah. Maybe she just like, hey, have it becoming one of the members of my family, and he's like, oh, thank you. I'm gonna
Thanks.
give this to my dog, and she's just like, what? No, you're the member of my family. I don't want your dog.
My dog's name also begins with B.
That
I was just about to say that.
tracks. He deserves a little badge.
The collar you've described was
I love
Balmain's.
my monstrous hound.
The family insignia of Lord Klimt van Ziek's widow.
I didn't know he was married.
No, well, no.
There was a considerable amount of blood on the collar when we saw it. Since we know the dog was used for hunting, it could have been from his quarry, of course.
But it could equally have been from human prey.
I guess we could find out.
So is it true?
It's true then.
Klimt van Ziek's really was the professor.
Possible. These Japanese are making it up to exonerate their own.
The racist man in the crowd.
Pineapple.
So in fact,
Shut the fuck up!
the person responsible for these murders of nobles and royals was a noble himself.
Yeah, that explains it.
And
That's
that
how
threatened to be an enormous scandal.
that's how it was covered up. And
That would-
how he got away with it for so long.
And that threatened to be an enormous scandal that would irrevocably destabilize British society.
My father knew that and was using it to negotiate his way out of the unjust charges brought against him.
He was a complete scapegoat.
But at the very last hour, those he'd bargained with betrayed him, slaying him mercilessly on foreign
Yep.
soil.
Yep, that makes perfect sense.
Why is everyone in this country a fucking twat?
It's hereditary, I'm
Well.
afraid.
Can you deny it, Lord Strongheart?
No. No. 10 years have passed,
Oh god.
and still now the 6 million inhabitants of our great capital rest easy believing that justice was done. Though his anonymity reigns, the diabolical murderer was caught and executed.
He technically was. We want to get into
Just,
that.
very well, then. You may have the truth. And much good may it do you.
Thank
Oh.
you, Steve. Tell me then. Tell me what Clint really was.
He did a little trolling. Lord Klimt Van Zieks was too pure of heart. When he became a prosecutor and went in pursuit of the black roots of crime, he drove himself into a corner. He came to the uncomfortable realization that to fight the most fiendish of criminals requires one to become even more fiendish himself. So he became Batman.
Cunt.
The audio cut out for like 5 seconds there, and it definitely sounded like you said the word cunt.
I'm so sorry.
The 19th century was a truly miraculous 100 years for Great Britain, and indeed the whole world. I'm assuming it's... yeah, it's a strong half.
Seems it.
New industry, new technology, and with the birth of the Metropolitan Police Service, a new law and order. But these dazzling new developments meant even deeper shadows were cast on society. A water sullied by factories, air thick with noxious fumes and crime, growing daily to fill the darkness. Lord Clint Van Zieks made it his mission to combat that darkness. But as time went on, it slowly ate at his soul until eventually he was consumed. It's ironic, really, and somewhat surprising that the truth has once again been unearthed by a Japanese.
Once again? What do you mean?
Oh, come on now, Kazuma.
Someone needs to prompt the rest of his story, goddammit.
10 years ago, your father, Genshin Isogi, turned up at my office one night. The professor.
Yes, beyond all shadow of a doubt. You must issue a warrant to search his home at once.
Don't be absurd. The man comes from one of our country's most illustrious families. He's a paragon of justice here in the capital.
Yes, that's the point. That's why none of you British can see it. He's using his noble status as a diversion, whilst he commits these atrocious crimes behind the scenes.
Do you have evidence?
Nothing definitive as yet. But he keeps an enormous savage hound on the estate. We need the full support of the judiciary for this. We're up against a member of the aristocracy.
So a large family estate has a fierce guard dog. You should know that's commonplace here in Britain. I'm sorry, but I can't possibly put Scotland Yard onto this based on the tenuous accusation of a visiting student.
Oh my god, my son. It's hereditary.
So I turned down Asogi's plea. And as a result, he took it upon himself to visit the Van Zieks mansion on his own. We can only imagine now what happened between the two men.
Gay sex.
Gay sex.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Though, we... Sorry. Got the giggles now.
Sorry.
Though we know the outcome, of course, Lord Van Zieks perished.
I don't believe this.
I'm sorry, baby boy.
In actual fact, Kazuma-sama's father did.
He made the late Lord Van Zieks meet the same fate. He put a permanent end to the professor killings by taking the drastic measure of ending the perpetrator's life.
I wonder what caused Clint to suddenly go after members of the gentry. Was it
Just like a snap.
yeah, I mean, was it Alcifer's sense of justice though? Did
I
he
wonder, was there some kind of a cover-up
yeah, did he think
prompted
that there
him
was
to let that?
yeah,
Hmm.
or these members of the aristocracy were monsters
Yeah.
in their own right?
Because it doesn't make sense that a guy with such a strong sense of justice to
Yeah,
just go
would-
you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna start killing people at random.
So
And the
anyway,
dog
I started blasting.
and the dog suggests a degree of separation, he's separating himself from the crowd. He's not actually killing them, he's just setting the dog on them. Which suggests a sort of degree of separating himself from the incident, which suggests a sort of slight guilty conscience. Top psychology, everyone. But yeah, it feels like he might have just been chasing aristocracy members who were doing things behind the scenes. They were just illegal things.
Yeah. I guess what Strongheart said about needing to, what do you say? Occupy the darkness himself or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't quite add up, but
It just feels kind of shaky.
I assume that's
Yeah.
on purpose. I think there's
didn't-
probably more to this that we're not guessing.
I think did Van Zieks mention before that it was corrupt members of the nobility or whatever.
Oh,
Did
he
say
might
that?
have done actually.
But then he
I
said
don't know.
Clint was the exception to that.
So Clint was
Oh, I mean,
killing.
obviously not.
Clint went full. God, I can't fucking think. Who's the guy that kills people?
That's gonna narrow it
The guy that
down.
kills people. in the Batman universe, there's a guy who kills corrupt people. I can't remember who it is.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
DC. Is it fucking face blob man Rorschach? Does he do that? I can't remember. It's been a while.
Don't know.
As soon as I heard, I hurried to the mansion. When I arrived, it was easy to grasp what had happened.
And what about the will?
Well, it was gone by the time I got there. Asogi must have already taken it. Nothing of that nature was found at the scene. We had no idea of the existence of such a document at the time. Which that's a big fat lie. All right, well, we can go home now. No need to dig any further. We've got it all out now.
Listen, I know you want to go back to your home to get a massage or some twink or
I
something, but
absolutely do. Yes. I was the only person who knew the true identity of the professor. So, I resolved to keep it a secret, and to guard the secret to the bitter end.
So you're admitting to it? That you were behind it all?
Yes, and I did it for the good of the country and no other reason.
it was you then. You pinned the crimes on my father.
Oh yes, but he wasn't supposed to get shot.
But yes, you just wanted him to get executed instead.
Well, no, because if he's doing this, he's the one who also orchestrated his release.
Oh, fair. Okay.
But I don't. I think he was shot on purpose
Yeah, probably.
because I feel like what happened was they got him to take the fall, but he was all like, "Well, I'll take the fall, but I still know what the fuck's going on."
Yeah.
And They
He
sort of
knew
came
too much.
Yeah, they came to the
Yeah,
conclusion that he
it
knew too
sounds
much, and even with the ridiculous escape attempt, there would always be someone would always kill him. I think. I mean,
But why the escape attempt?
there's every opportunity that he did just get shot by accident because the case the event caused one man to lose its fucking wits.
Yep, but like,
Oh,
why?
Enoch,
If you're going to
gather.
kill him
Yeah,
anyway, why the escape attempt? I don't get it.
Well, because he they didn't know where the confession was, only he knew that, and he's not about to tell them, so he's used that to bargain for his release.
Right.
Okay.
And presumably on the assurance that he'd fuck off and they'd never hear from him again.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's my line.
Hmm.
I did what was needed to be done in order to protect the law and order of the British Empire. Getting a bit too close to the mic. Even if that meant employing an unforgivable ruse.
Then it was you who arranged this fabricated evidence.
Very well done. I ordered that detective to take care of it, whilst keeping the truth from him, naturally.
Hey, can you put this ring in this guy's stomach? Yeah, sure, no problem. What's it for? Even not it.
No, just
That's
no,
not your
just do
concern.
it.
Right,
Sorry,
okay,
mate.
sure.
Yeah, don't worry. Just do it.
Gregson.
'Cause I'm your boss. Obviously, he opposed me at first.
Ooh. Whoa. See that ludicrous display last night? You off your rocker? We can't do something like that.
Yes, we can. There's no question that it was Asogi who murdered Lord Van Zeeks. The house staff have made statements that they saw the man running from the mansion that night.
Yes, well, I've no doubt that it was that Japanese fella. But we haven't got a shred of conclusive evidence against the man. Worse than that, he doesn't keep a dog, so we're short of a murder weapon to boot.
Yeah, how do you know who questioned that?
And we're short on time, Gregson.
Hmm?
We gotta get this fucking done. We must stop. We must put a stop to this man's rampage for the good of the country. Queen and country, etc., etc. So we'll use whatever means necessary. Do I make myself clear, detective?
Blimey. Blimey, that's what he has to say. Blimey.
It's a very shaky way of blaming us. Like, the guy hasn't got a dog, for starters, and the way you're going to get conclusive evidence it's him is by making a corpse look like a corpse swallowed his ring
Listen,
prior to dying.
you fail to understand something here. The power of racism.
This is true. This is true. I did forget the power of racism.
Son of night
Dear
10 years ago.
unchecked xenophobia.
Ah, lovely.
When I was attacked by those thugs in the back streets. And Genshin's ring was taken. That was him, was it? That was Gregson and some hired help.
Fuck me, Griggs.
Them.
Then the detective handed the stolen ring to Dr. Wilson, who feigned its discovery from the victim's stomach during that autopsy.
And in the light of that decisive evidence, Mr. Asogi was found guilty of the charges brought against him.
Mm-hmm.
However, behind the scene, he had actually already struck a deal with his accusers. No, in which he agreed to silently accept the charges.
You
And because
could?
it was And because it was a closed trial, he could
Yeah.
actually have just left the country and no one would have been on the riser.
Yeah,
Hmm.
fully.
He had that mask on during the trial as well, even
He
though it
did,
was a
yeah.
Yeah,
closed
no one
trial.
even saw his face.
But I just don't believe that part. As far as I knew the man, my father despised such underhanded dealings.
He was backed into a corner, I assume. I don't know. It was extremely easy to make him comply. You see, he had one crippling weakness.
What weakness?
Isn't it obvious? You, Kazuma Sogi.
But me?
Wolves.
Yeah, we were gonna send British guards to Japan and fucking murder you.
Perhaps you have no desire to return to your homeland, Sogi.
What?
Though I hear you have a 14-year-old son. Agree to cooperate and accept your guilt without contention, and you will see Japan and your son again.
You scoundrel!
Yes, that's the ticket. Whether you choose wisely or not.
He doesn't have a unicorn on his cane,
Huh.
because he got that later.
Yeah, it will be a closed trial, by order of Her Majesty. So whatever rash claims you might make in court, will have no trouble in stifling them. There's only one outcome for you, Asogi, the gallows. Don't forget that...
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Pardon, that's you. Pardon.
Stop. You've put me to death. Can I, talk? Jesus Christ. Don't forget that I still have a weapon at my disposal. A document revealing a truth that I know you're desperate to keep hidden.
Yes, it hadn't escaped my mind, which is the only reason I'm willing to bargain with you. I only want to protect this country's law and order, you understand. So, what's it to be, Asogi?
Hazama.
A lot of this.
And
is
he
very
never
twisted.
saw his son again, anyway!
That's devastating.
He did it for me.
He did indeed. And as I told him at the time, my motive was simply to protect Britain from the damage the truth would do. To protect this country's law and order at any cost.
Dude.
Ooh, Van Zeeks, yes!
Oh, he's back.
I've never dared let myself even consider this possibility until now.
Come on, baby boy, fuck him up!
But in the light of all this treachery, I have to ask. The mastermind behind the Reaper of the Bailey. Was it you, Lord Mel Strongheart?
No. Rather brilliant idea, wouldn't you say, Lord Barak Van Zeeks?
We're just in full naming territory,
We are
apparently.
indeed. The spirit of your late brother, that paragon of justice, should return to reap justice for his sibling. Could there be a more appetizing tale for London's masses, I ask you?
What Brassen?
I knew that you'd play the part to perfection. But your role really wasn't that of some embodiment of death. No, you were London's guardian angel.
Angel with bloody hands? I think not.
Those who had cooperated with me already were only too happy to participate with my plan. Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson. My minions worked tirelessly to ensure that the finger of guilt would never come to rest on you. It's all thanks to them that you were exalted as the demigod the Reaper became.
But Dr. Wilson left Britain 4 years ago when he was invited to work in Japan.
That's right. So I had to employ the services of his young protege after that. Dr. Courtney Sive.
Dr. Scythe.
So what with the execution of the professor and the subsequent reign of the Reaper of the Bailey, I've successfully safeguarded law and order in our mighty capital for the past decade. That is everything.
Well, fuck.
Admit
Press
to it,
X
he's
to
the
doubt.
Reaper.
That
X to the
is bollocks.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, I do hereby confess it is I who sired the concept of the Reaper. However, let me say in my defense, it was all for the preservation of law and order across the entire empire.
And
But
it
I only
would be
have
so
3 seconds in
straightforward if
London.
that was where it ended, wouldn't it?
Not forgiven
Who
crimes,
could
but
be shooting?
still, all those who died at the Reaper's hand were shit. Alright, let's go. Now there's no one left who can reveal the precise truth of what happened 10 years ago because I had them all killed off.
Yep.
Therefore, this trial can go no further. Let's go
but
home.
you
I have
think-
a twink massage waiting.
The twink
Now-
has a name. He's called Richard.
Richard.
Richard the Twink.
Okay.
Dick's gonna give you a hand.
Oh man, I knew it was coming.
Oh my god. Oh god, right, okay.
I'm sorry.
Now, I would like to entreat all those present. Beyond these four walls, nobody need know the truth. Even Her Majesty must be protected from this. I trust you all appreciate the importance of my request. It is, of course, for the good of the country.
The greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
Shut it. Can he do this?
Yeah.
Can the trial really end now?
Hold it!
I have one last question. For the accused, Lord Van Zeeks.
Mm-hmm.
Still think it was you, you pompous bit. No. Of course, I know that you're a highly accomplished prosecutor. So I find it hard to believe that you didn't have any doubts at all. That you never suspected your older brother.
Yes, the same thought occurred to me.
It was only once, but yes. Couldn't say that I never had my doubts. My brother's sense of justice was extremely strong. Perhaps too strong, I observed. At that time, there were members of the aristocracy who were bleeding the country dry for their own gain.
There we go.
And since they were nobles, they were untouchable. For my brother, it was a source of great turmoil.
And coincidentally, at the same time, the professor began his terrifying reign.
Clint Van Zeeks, true icon. Eat the rich, baby.
During the time of the professor killings, my brother didn't appear to be himself.
And that made you suspect?
Yes.
So he kept coming in with blood all over him.
And his dog. But it was only once, no more.
I found an arm in his kennel one time. I did wonder where that came from.
It's an armfish.
Only once? Really?
Clint wasn't the culprit. That was my conclusion at the time. And I still believe that now.
Bestie. Do you have any evidence to support that idea?
The third victim was the Lord Chief Justice at the time.
Oh yes, that
Was he now?
It was he who had recognized my brother's potential and trained him as a prosecutor. No matter what the circumstances, it's unthinkable that my brother could have killed his friend and mentor.
That will do.
Hmm?
Neither Clint Van Zieks nor Genshin Asogi still walk this earth. Ow. However much we debate this matter now, we cannot hope to reach a conclusion.
But
There were only 2 extant pieces of evidence from the time. That woebegone ring that acted as the incriminating evidence to condemn Genshin Asogi,
Woebegone.
and of course the
Woebegone.
will.
There's some good words coming up in this.
I think that's how I pronounce it. And
Yeah.
the 3-paged last will and testament penned in black ink and left behind by the man.
3-page, you say?
Oh dear. Oh no! I knew
you
it! I
fucked
knew there
up.
was a page missing.
Oh, you
he
fucked
fucked
up,
up.
sir.
He fucked up. He fucked up. Now
We
you
only
have
had
fucked
2
up.
pages.
Oh, you little bitch. You suck.
Oh,
You
he's
said so much.
fucked up. He's fucked up.
Oh no.
Oh, Lord. Strongheart, you could have just kept your fucking mouth shut. The
For like
wretched
5
truth of
seconds and
what
you'd be
happened
fine.
is exactly as I have explained. No need to go any further. Let's all to go home. Later today, I will present myself at the Ministry of Justice for whatever sanction is deemed appropriate.
It's giving Obama and putting a medal on Obama.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
He's like running
You
between the
fucking
judge's
wish.
bench
Don't-
and the defendant's stand.
He's like hovering.
Oh dear.
Alright, well. Yes, Ryunosuke!
Yes, baby. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Kazuma.
Me?
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made this 11th hour discovery.
What discovery? I'm fucking dumb, apparently.
You
My
are.
lord, I'm afraid I must insist this trial continues.
I beg your pardon.
As the court has been reminded today already, we must stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth. And to that end, one particular statement made by somebody in this courtroom moments ago
Somebody.
revealed a very subtle contradiction.
It wasn't really subtle, let's be real.
It wasn't subtle if you were us observing and paying attention.
This is
What
true.
What contradiction?
But all I did was ask the accused one simple question.
Yes, and then that bitch couldn't keep his big fat gob shut.
Yeah.
Well, it began with Lord Van Zieks and his recollection about his brother. But Lord Strongheart didn't permit the defendants to speak at length.
I merely pointed out that we can draw no further useful conclusions here. So where on earth is the contradiction?
But you didn't just merely say that, did you? One of them definitely just said something contradictory. It's time to identify who.
Lord fucking
Strongheart.
It was him.
What a bastard.
He
It was
has
Lord
been-
Strongheart. I'm sure of it. Something he said was slightly off. Come on, Ryunosuke. Think back over his words. Find the problem.
Come on, baby. Use that for yourself.
Neither Clint Van Zieks nor Genshin stole the Seth. However much we debate this matter now, we cannot hope to reach a conclusion. 3 pages in the will. I said 3 pages in the will. I said it. I said 3 pages in the will. I fucked up.
Lord Strongheart, would you care to explain?
What's wrong, bud?
No.
Come on, baby.
Trial over.
No. Fuck off.
Credits.
No. Get it. Court adjourned. Bye.
Goodbye.
Never see me again.
I'm fucking off to Australia. Explain what, Council?
Among the statements you made just a few moments ago, something you said was inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence we have.
Inconsistent?
And whilst an inconsistency remains, the defense has a right to pursue an explanation.
Ryunosuke, what?
Let me warn you about the statements you're making, Council. They may well prove fatal. You claim my words contained a contradiction? With what piece of evidence, I ask you? This one, this fucking one.
This here is the will left behind by Mr. Asogi. The 2-paged will.
What?
Yet moments ago, your precise words were the 3-paged last will and testament.
Get his ass. Ah!
A mere slip of the tongue.
Could it be that originally there was a 3rd page?
You motherfucker! You bitch!
For a moment, I thought perhaps you'd identified something worthwhile, but a trifle, I see.
A trifle?
Can we have a trifle? I'm getting kind of hungry.
Jelly. Governor Caden.
Eh? What can I do for you, sir?
Arrest that man. Sorry, you were present when the Japanese man penned his last will and testament.
Aye, I was there for sure. I remember the black worm-like scrolls to this day. And I'm quite certain, my lord, that there was a 3rd page at the time.
Well,
What?
Oh dear.
Oh, rip.
Only the first 2 pages were the actual will, though. If I mind correctly, the 3rd was a message to his lad back in Japan.
Like, fucking excuse me?
for legal purposes, we required only his will.
So you just fucking told it?
And we wouldn't have wanted any uncomfortable words about Britain to get back to Japan, eh?
Oh my
The
god!
motherfuckers!
Wow.
So it was decided that the 3rd page oughtn't to be sent.
Objection!
Fuck me.
That's withholding
What the
evidence.
fuck? How dare you make that decision? I had a right to know what it said, to hear my father's final words to me.
The courtroom is no place for sentimentality, Counsel.
Your ass is no place for sentimentality.
I beg to differ.
What a clapback.
How's it happen?
That's lucky.
As it
That's
happens,
very like.
I have the third page of the document here with me now.
Give it the
Oh,
fuck
do
some.
you
Give it to me.
really?
My father's message.
Have you just kept it on you?
He just keeps
It
it.
will be fair enough. It will be given to you at the end of these proceedings, which is why we should finish them now.
No, give it to me now. I want to know. It will give me now.
It'll be too
Alright,
late
well,
once the
let's
trial is
finish
over.
the
We
trial
need to
now.
know what it says now. Even the slightest thing may give us a vital clue. My lord, the defense calls for Ganshin Asogi's last words to his son to be read out loud before the court now.
Good. Fuck.
Your request is denied. The inevitably maudlin words can be of no consequence now.
Objection!
Yep. The prosecution agrees. The court should know the content of that message. Every possible piece of evidence must be thoroughly examined.
Very well, then. Governor Caden. I assume you speak Japanese.
Let's hope that.
You will read the third page of the document for all present here.
Yes,
Hopefully.
sir! Only I should point to it, my lord. That I can't actually read wedding language.
Oh, what a shame. I guess nobody can
Rip.
read it then.
Who the fuck's that?
I don't know. Barrett's someone who knows him.
Oh,
Who's first naming him?
Ah, that's beautiful handwriting. Shame on you, Barry.
Hey!
If I could be of assistance here, I would be happy to translate the words into English for the court.
What a man.
Father,
That is a damn fine man you got, Sholmes. Don't deserve it.
You're still here, are you, Dr. Makotoba? I thought I told you to leave my
Said through
fucking
gritted
court.
teeth.
Oh, naturally. I consider myself a member of the judiciary, albeit a lowly one.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps I should quietly withdraw after I've translated Genshin's message.
What
Get out of
may
the
be
firing line.
wise. Yes.
Ooh.
Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Oh man.
Exposes us.
Kazuma. The truth is shrouded in darkness. A darkness only our clan's great sword can pierce. Mighty Karuma, twist thy head and watch them fall, all thy mortal foes.
I told you it was in the
It's
fucking
in
hills!
the thing! It's in the hill!
That's the end of the message, it would seem.
He moved.
I've gone to the right side of the stand now.
He
A
switched.
haiku. Twist thy head.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
What is Karuma?
The name of the Kosogi's clan famous sword. A razor-sharp blade known to all, passed down for generations. It embodies the Japanese spirit.
It's not known to me. It's now the time. It's now the time.
You're not in my family. Why would would you fucking know that? You dick?
It's not known to me, and I know everything.
Well, I don't know it.
Known to me. Duh.
It's the katana sword that was submitted as evidence earlier in these proceedings.
It's Nepo baby behavior is what it is.
Please, can we examine it? Can we see it? Can we fucking see the sword?
The one
Show us the
worn
sword.
by the prosecution
Show us.
counsel when he confronted Inspector Gregson.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yes!
Hey,
So that's been updated.
That's good.
Shall we?
Okay.
Shall we have a look?
All these
Let me see, let me see.
procrastinations are beginning to try my patience. Adjournment of this court is long overdue.
show us the thing. Show us the thing. Show us the
Where
thing.
is it? So we
Show
got
us the thing.
this. Page 3.
Oh, it is literally a haiku.
Mhm.
Yes, haiku.
Twist it up, twist it up, twist it up, twist it
Let's,
up.
top. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Mighty
He's-
Karuma, twist thy head and watch them fall, all thy mortal foes. That's the proper way to use the sword, is it? Maybe I should try it. It hurts my neck, that's the trouble. Oh, for
Mr.
fuck's
Naruhodo,
sake.
if I might make
You
a
absolute
suggestion, I think perhaps it doesn't mean your head.
This absolute himbo.
So fucking stupid.
How can he figure this all out and then be twisting his head?
Oh.
I once studied the history and development of the katana some time ago. I'm autistic, and as I'm sure you're probably aware, the sword's head is very much I can't fucking speak. I'm so sorry. And as I'm sure you're probably aware, the sword's head is part of the very end of the hilt. It's written as head in Japanese, but it's pronounced as kashira, I believe.
Kashira. So Mr. Asogi's words really mean twist to the butt of the hilt.
Yeah, but twist the
Mhm.
butt doesn't have as strong as fucking meaning.
It also
Yeah.
doesn't fill the rhythm convention, the syllables.
No, exactly.
That's true.
You don't think.
I do think.
Gasp.
Yes.
Finally, vindication.
Look what's inside it.
Is that a tightly wound sheet of parchment?
Unroll
Let's
the
read it, let's read it, let's read it.
Do it, do it, do it.
Scarlet ink. It's written in scarlet ink.
Oh, fuck!
I penned this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. This is it, isn't it?
Mr. Naruhodo, look at the signature at the end.
Clint Van Zeeks. And the
Lovely
date,
handwriting.
10 years ago on that fateful night.
So for 10 years, it's been silently concealed inside Karuma, and nobody knew. The last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
Wait. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is unbelievable.
Then just fucking tell us what it is. I'm in
the
pain.
crest.
I'm in fucking pain.
There it is.
Oh wait, actually no, he probably means the actual text of the thing itself. Would you read the damn text, Aaron?
Yeah.
There's no. I can't.
Sorry, as the presiding, I'm sorry.
Why,
I'm unable to read the text.
why would it not let us read it?
As the,
I'm so annoyed.
I think there was some text that I didn't speak. If you can just go back a second.
Oh, this one. Oh, I
Continue,
thought we.
please.
Yes.
Oh no, we had said it. Sorry.
Sorry.
Blah 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 blah. As the presiding judge, I have been as accommodating as possible of the will of the courtroom. Ow, ow,
The
ow.
will of yourself, you mean?
However, despite all that, no new information has come to light.
Bitch, did you not just see us, like, frantically unroll a piece of paper from the sword?
Yes, that was weird. Alright, let's all go home. In pursuit of justice, Lord Klimt Van Zeeks tragically lost all sense of morality. When he murdered his former mentor, clearly he was already devoid of his normal faculties.
Objection!
How dare you! I refuse to believe that of my brother.
Of course you do. Too much time has passed. We cannot ever hope to know more than we do now. Especially since the alleged will that he penned, oh dear, in his final moments appears to have been lost forever. It'd be awful if that came up right now, if somebody just had it in their possession.
Strongheart, you appear to be in something of a hurry to wrap things up. I wonder why.
Yes, I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm tired. Everybody's tired. We've been here for fucking hours.
We've heard you state time and again during these proceedings that everything you did was in the interests of protecting British law and order.
And I stand by that. Without the Reaper, we could never have achieved the reduction in crime that the capital has seen. Fuck the rest of the country.
What about Inspector Gregson then?
And Dr. Wilson. They were no
Nuisance.
criminals. You used them to achieve your own ends, and then you had them killed.
However you dress it up, there was nothing fair or just about that.
Lord Strongheart, what exactly is it that you're hiding?
He fully could just like close the court right now and just leave.
That's what he's going to do.
He's trying so hard. Everyone keeps interrupting.
Dr. Mikotoba.
We're being just annoying enough to stop him.
Were you not to quietly withdraw after the translation of your former associate's will?
Oh.
Get the fuck out. In this courtroom, no argument carries weight unless it is supported by evidence. And it would seem that the defense has no more evidence to present. Oh god.
Don't we?
Except we do. Except we do. In which case, court is fucking adjourned, let's go home. I hereby order all discourse from these proceedings to be struck from the record.
Oh,
Someone's-
fuck off.
Someone's stereographing this? Who is it?
I mean,
This
so,
is my
not her.
last chance.
Is she doing that as well? Jesus.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Wait and see. Let's just close the trial. It's fine.
It's never fucking wait and see. I don't think it's been wait and see even once.
They're still trying it.
Damn evidence.
I was gonna ask, how are we feeling about the time?
I need to get through. I need to know.
We must be close to the end now. Jesus Christ.
I need to know what's in this letter.
Yeah. And then, I'm just wondering if, because there's presumably a lot of credits as well.
I mean, yeah, like, I need to know. I need
okay,
to know.
alright,
It will
okay,
bother me
alright.
for an entire week. If I am
Let's see
off
if we
work
can
this
find
week,
it.
I will literally just lie in bed deceiving.
Let's see how far I can get.
Alright, I'm down.
Wait, my lord. As it happens, the defense does have evidence to present. Oh, you fuckers, you gave us the best music.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is great music. What? Don't be absurd. There is nothing of relevance remaining from the time.
Objection!
Oh, shut
Get
the fuck
his
up, Van
ass.
Dyke.
Get his ass.
It's high time that you realized something, my lord.
Ugh.
This gentleman has an uncanny habit of producing evidence at the final hour that had escaped everyone else's attention. He's pulled that shit on me a bunch of times.
Nonsense.
What is it, Ryunosuke? What do you have?
Only the last fucking will and testimony of Cliff Zeeks!
I dare say, the final decisive piece of evidence that will reveal the whole truth about this rotten tale.
God, you are so fucking hot right now. How? How can you? We are going home and we are not leaving the bedroom for 3 days. I'm fucking telling you now.
Oh god, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, don't know why that tickled me so much. Okay. Decisive.
Well, it would appear there's no escaping it now, my lord.
I told you to get the fuck off that witness stand.
Yeah. I
Let
love how
us
everyone's
be
immediately just like,
present what you think can settle this decade-old enigma, if you're capable.
I love how everyone's immediately just like, fuck you.
What exactly is this evidence the defense claims to be so decisive?
Let us read the goddamn word.
There is a single piece of evidence that can clarify what really happened 10 years ago.
Last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
How wonderful! A wonderfully astute observation, I'm sure. But in case it had escaped your notice, that document was lost long ago.
Oh, he's got an evil laugh animation. He's felt close.
That's right. It was. Only I have it right here.
You fucking
Discovered just moments ago.
Pardon?
Everyone's JoJo posing.
Impossible. That can't be.
Everything that's happened comes back to this will. This document is the key that will unlock the entire mystery.
Ooh, a little spinning camera action.
Ah!
Oh, he's sweating. He's sweating.
My brother's last will and testament. Where did you find that?
We've had it the whole time.
It
Sword
was
time.
rolled up inside this.
Inside karma.
That ultimate weapon Genshin Asogi obtained has lain undisturbed in the hilt of this sword all these years. Just waiting for the right time to emerge and reveal the truth.
Signature and seal suddenly look official.
You okay, Van
My
Zeeks? You
God,
alright?
it's true.
Poor baby.
It's my brother's handwriting. There can be no mistake.
Yikes. Yikes on trikes. This is bad news. I forbid the contents of that document from being read out. Do you hear me? I strictly forbid it!
Oh, he sweat.
You can't do that, my lord. This document could explain everything.
That document could literally destroy the meaning of justice in this country. I demand that you hand it to me at once.
Why? What are you trying to hide? Could it be that you already know what's written on this page?
Ugh. What are you implying? Court is adjourned with immediate effect. Clear the court.
Objection!
Oh,
Ooh, the leg.
Do that, my lord.
I'm always delighted by this animation. It always takes me by surprise.
It's so dramatic.
It's like seeing a flash of angle. It's wonderful.
And you'll suffer a fatal blow as Lord Chief Justice.
I beg your pardon. Nobody's done then beg.
Without good reason.
No, nobody's responded to it. Then beg.
Sorry.
We've had a lot of opportunities, guys, and I'm disappointed in all of you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
God, terrible.
And not just any trial. A closed trial. By order of Her Majesty the Queen. To defy the monarch's will is treason.
Oh man.
oh,
Oh, he's fucked.
Get him on
he's
treason
doubly
now
fucked.
as well.
Fun, that's fun. Not other good treason.
Get his ass. Get his ass.
Clint Van Zeeks really did pin a will that day.
Exactly, it's the young Japanese man
Ooh,
said.
look at this
it up now.
angle.
Right, legitimately.
Well, my lord. It would rather appear as though proceedings aren't going to go quite as you'd hoped.
Go ahead, Ryunosuke. Read it. The prosecution gives its full support.
Yay!
Very well then.
No, for God's sake!
Oh, he's so close to breaking.
No!
Wow, he is. Yeah.
I pen this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. The hour is 11 p.m., and I sit at my writing desk in my office. My good friend Asogi stands at my shoulder. He has expressed his intent to invoke the dying ritual of the jewel, that I may depart this world with honor. An honor of which I am utterly undeserving. The Japanese are a truly merciful people.
Oh, he answered.
I,
Oh,
Clint
wow.
Van Zieks, Lord of the Manor of the Van Zieks estate, hereby confess to the following.
Give a second for, like, can we appreciate Kazuma's dad with his tiny little mustache?
It is delightful.
Yes, we can. And he has the Asogi tradition of the
Yeah,
headbands
the
that fly in
headband.
the will. in
Like,
the wind.
floats. Like, listen, the candles aren't even moving. So the
The
wind
candles
is
are moving
literally
in the
just...
opposite direction.
Yes! The ribbons have their own wind force.
Runs in a family.
We already knew this.
I am the killer who has come to be known in society as the Professor, guilty of 4 counts of murder. I will not hear discourse. I will not here discourse the corruption rife among the aristocracy, which is to me, as one of them, so apparent. However, 6 months ago I took the life of a member of the House of Lords at the heart of the depravity. A demon who habitually sacrificed the common man to further his own interests, abusing his position of power. The law is impotent against such vile avarice. Only a fellow demon can rid society of this menace.
Just like in Black Belt. I'm sorry.
That demon was my quarry, upon whom I willingly set my great hound.
What a great drawing.
Poor
Though
dog.
I am a hunter of some experience, I am a poor felon, it seems. My guilt was at once recognized by another, and I became subject to his extortion.
Gasp.
Was I?
He held over me the threat of exposing my wicked crime to my beloved wife and brother. Under that threat, I have done this man's bidding for months now, killing those he demanded I kill. As I watched my former mentor perish before my eyes at the jaws of the hound I commanded, I realized that I had lost the last shred of decency within me and sunk to the level of a wild beast. There is no path back to the light, be it I or my dear friend Asogi who dies this night. I am eternally damned. To my extortioner, male Strongheart, may you feel the jaws of the beast at your throat every time you swallow.
What a great fucking
What a line.
I saw that line on a Twitter quote bot the other day.
Nice.
One of those aesthetic ones.
Fuck me.
So now we know. Yes, Clint Van Zieks was a murderer. But somebody was directing him and naming his victims. His extortioner, Lord Male Strongheart. It was you!
Oh, he's smiling. I hate it.
Little Strongheart, a moment ago, you claimed that what the court has just heard could destroy justice in this country. But you weren't trying to protect justice at all. All you were trying to do was conceal the secret of your true nature, and of the countless lives you've sacrificed up till now. It just didn't make sense to me. That the third victim, the former Lord Chief Justice, was my brother's benefactor and a man of lofty principles. As I said, Clint had no possible reason to kill the man.
But you did, didn't you, Lord Strongheart? To eliminate the man who stood between you and the office you'd set your sights on. So you used your own hunting dog, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, to take him down.
Damn.
It had to be done. London's unsavory shadows are deep, and the arm of the law fails to reach their depths. Crime must be cut off at the roots, but the Lord Chief Justice at the time couldn't see that. He was weak. Lofty principles, you say? Tantamount to cowardice, if you ask me. Which is why I took his place, in order to fight the crime he was allowing to spread like wildfire.
By murdering the man?
The Reaper, the Professor, the name makes no difference.
They were one and the same.
As I've explained countless times already, it was all done for the furtherance of law and order in London.
Objection!
You have fully no evidence of that.
Are you going to legitimize the murder of my father now, too?
Sure, why not? I'm already here. Ryunosuke, well, that was unfortunate. I had fully intended to send him back to Japan as we'd agreed.
I don't believe you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed him.
Actually, no. It wasn't me who took your father's life.
Then who?
One night, on the night following his mock execution, I went to Lowgate Cemetery at 3 in the morning with Jigoku.
No.
Shikoku?
There had to be a collaborator on the Japanese side to manage Asoke's treatment after his repatriation. Jigoku had fierce ambition. It made him easy to manipulate. 10 years ago, after he stood trial for the destruction of the witness stand, I'd had words with him. When I told him the position of Minister of Foreign Affairs could be his, he couldn't agree fast enough.
Seishiro, you fool.
As you know, Asoke escaped the prison in a closed casket and was subsequently interred. We intended to dig him out of the grave before he ran out of air. But sadly, all did not go according to plan. That will be Jabba. And there was an unexpected visitor to the cemetery with his own ideas about digging up graves. A man who witnessed what nobody was supposed to see.
Enoch Drebber.
Yep. Of course, I knew grave robbers frequented London's cemeteries, but that grave on that particular night. Last, if people find out the convict wasn't really executed, the scandal will rock the very foundations of the Empire. I don't know who this is.
I think this is Jikoku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically.
Then what do we do?
Shoot him, Mr. Jikoku. Shoot Asoke at once. He can't live now this has happened. He has to go.
What are you talking about? You had an agreement. You promised him he could return to Japan.
Why didn't they just shoot Enoch?
Everything has changed now. Yeah, that would have. I presume Enoch had already run off.
Yeah.
And they didn't know who it was.
Well, no, he saw the shooting, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he was in front of him.
I don't know. know.
It got out anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Everything has changed now. If the truth got out because of this, both of us would be finished forever. Do some murder for me, good boy. Come on, Jikoku, do it. Pull the trigger. Shoot! Jikoku shot Asogi from the shadows. The grave robber was so close, the blood sprayed over his coat. He fled as fast as his legs would carry him. Then Jikoku and I put Asogi's body back in the grave from when he had just emerged. It was... When I later learned of the waxwork modeler's presence at the scene as well, I made her swear to 2 things. Never to remove the professor's mask, and never to speak of the events of that night. And with that, the secret was buried along with Asogi's corpse. Seems like a lot of loose ends for someone who murdered all the loose ends. So, now you know what really happened in Lowgate Cemetery that night. Let's call the end of the trial here.
Well, it sounds like, he's admitting to a lot of stuff.
Shit, man. It was Jikoku, your Japanese acquaintance, who killed Asogi in the end, you see. He claimed to be the man's friend, but when push came to shove, he pulled the trigger.
Can I make a call that we end it here?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, sure. I literally just
It is
needed
good.
to read the letter because otherwise it would just bother me.
Yeah, I was
Oh
thinking that.
man,
We'll finish it up
this
then
is very.
next time.
This was a lot.
It
Very
was.
tested. Yeah, I think
Insane.
the last stream will probably be.
Next week.
Sorry,
Next
the
week,
next stream
essentially.
will probably be the last stream, is what I meant. But yes, that
Yes.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
Oh,
I mean, we'll be
man.
doing investigations after this, most likely, won't we?
Can't
Yeah.
wait for that.
And then Apollo, Justice, my baby boy, my
He's
best
doing
boy.
fine.
He's doing absolutely fine.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. I guess we'll
That
have
was
to.
fucking. That was a fucking trip.
I mean, I don't know if
It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
strong
Yeah.
Pop will
Learned-
pull
We
anything
sure
else
learnt
out.
some. We sure learnt some things today.
We certainly did.
There you go. Clint Van Zeeks was the professor. Lord
fucking
Shockhart
knew?
was accepting the professor.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
technically
Lord
like
Shockhart
Clint
was
Van
the
Zeeks,
Reaver.
the professor. Yeah, it was just like a whole bunch of things.
There's a lot going on.
There's a whole bunch going on.
Damn. Corruption.
Yeah. Fuck.
Corruption, am I right?
Mm.
The most corruption.
It's
Extreme
been
corruption.
such a good story, though.
It's been such a good story.
I've deeply enjoyed all of it.
Man. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out how things come to an end next time.
We will
Shall.
indeed.
Yeah. I feel like at some point someone in the trial is going to be like, you didn't have to shoot Asogi. You could have just shot, like, Enoch and put him in the coffin instead, but you didn't want any loose ends.
Hmm. Yeah,
'Cause
because
I mean-
I guess then Genshin would have had.
Yeah. He had so much, like, blackmail on you.
Hmm.
It is unfortunate.
Rip.
Wow.
R.I.P. Kazuma. Sorry you didn't have a dad.
Yeah. Can they actually do anything about it now that they've proven it all? Strongheart seems like
Yeah.
he's just gonna erase court records.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
shoot him. Shoot him in the face. Shoot him.
Just shoot him. Yeah, that works.
Just shoot him. Just fucking do it.
I don't think we have a gun.
Nobody in that courtroom
We do. It's in the
knows
court
how to
record.
operate a gun.
There's a revolver in the court record.
We got
Is it-
three
is it
people with
loaded?
swords, but no one who knows how to work a gun.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I don't think it's loaded.
we can find a bullet. It's fine.
Just pull one out of
Give
you,
me that
eh?
little, give me that fucking little tiny policeman dude. Stick him in there. It'll be fine.
On that rather shocking note, yeah, we'll call it that. I think
Wild.
we'll catch you all next week.
Yeah, and
For
hopefully I'll be
finale.
home.
Yeah.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, but it's
So long.
yeah. We're
Goodness
finally,
me.
we're finally at the end.
Well, thank you very much for playing, everyone.
Yes,
It's
been
I,
It's been a
fantastic.
pleasure.
It's
I
been a
hope you all
pleasure.
enjoyed the penultimate episode.
I enjoyed the drama. It's a very drama-filled episode. Fuck.
It was fun though.
It was indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Yes, to wrap up.
Distracted me from my leg pain for like 3 hours.
Yay!
Good.
Be of assistance.
That's a success.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, next week we'll have to wrap up the credits.
Oh
Well,
gosh,
presumably.
yes.
Yeah, and then get started on investigations.
Yeah. All right. I will catch you all another time. Thank you very much.
You shall.
Yes,
Bye,
see you next
guys.
week.
Love you all.
Bye,
Have a
Take care of
great
everyone.
week.
Love you all.
Love you all. Good night.
Take care.
You were
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.